From Power Tools with Thread. So this video isn't going to be a whole lot about sewing. I got a little bit of sewing stuff going on. Y'all remember I was making the J-Lee leggings? I ended up using painter's tape to put the pattern together. I never did go to Dollar General down at the coast and go get any tape. And then I'm also working on that pink tunic. Got everything. I got 2 pieces of it cut out. I got the bust darts and I got to get that going some more. Hold on, I have a dog. Okay, the reason I wanted to make this video today is because lots of you have asked me about the keto diet and my weight loss. Now, I want to start by saying I am not a dietitian. I am just somebody who has struggled with weight my entire life. My mother was very thin. She was hyperthyroid. And so, you know, she ran around 90 miles an hour before they figured it out and started treating her. And so she was always very thin, and she cooked like she could eat anything. And I get my weight from my father's side of the family. My dad always struggled with his weight as well. I do have to tell you, I think the best thing I ever did for myself was to join the military. The military made sure that I was within standards for 20 years. And that means for the better part of my adult life, especially my younger years, I was within normal weight standards. And that matters a lot when it comes to your numbers and how all that works. But I had to lose a lot of weight to join the Air Force. I was well over 200 pounds when I got out of high school. And, you know, that it just crept up on you. I mean, I was skinny as a rail until I turned 15, and then all of a sudden, poof. And within 3 years, you know, bad habits, and it happens. I do not lose weight by exercising. I have done, you name it, Weight Watchers, Tops, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, Weight Watchers. Did I say Weight Watchers? Fad diets, and the diet, years ago it was a diet. Now it's kind of a way of life for me. I was on the Weight Watchers. I did really well with the points plan, but you know, it's very restrictive and it's kind of hard to stay on. So one time, now, and let me back up. I had been in the Air Force maybe about 15 years and started having serious digestive problems. IBSD, that's what they diagnosed. They put me on Nexium and 40 milligrams, and I have been on it ever since. And I've been out of the Air Force now since 2003. But I was having serious problems with that. And up until then, still eating whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and using probably more like the starvation method just to keep weight off or to lose weight. And then when I was doing Weight Watchers that 3rd or 4th or 5th time, whatever it was, I went on their Simply Filling program instead of points. And when I did that, on the Simply Filling program, they give you a whole list of foods that you can eat. And you're supposed to recognize when you're full and stop eating. And it was on that particular plan that I realized that I had a problem with wheat. I don't have a problem with glutens. I have a problem with wheat. And wheat is anything that's made with flour. Cakes, pasta, bread, gravies, stews, everything in the world that you can imagine that is made out of wheat. White wheat, brown wheat, whole wheat, did not matter. It was wheat. And when I ate those foods on the list that contained wheat, I had problems. when I didn't eat them, I didn't have problems. So it wasn't a problem with carbs, okay? It was a problem with wheat. I can eat corn carbs, rice carbs, potato carbs. Love potato carbs. Favorites. But it was the wheat products. And so this was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I took wheat out of my diet completely. And I love a piece of wedding cake with buttercream icing. It's my favorite dessert ever. If I am going to eat something like that, which is rare, I'll take a Nexium ahead of time just to make sure I don't have any issues. But still, sometimes, you know, you can't get away from it. So when I decided to go on the keto diet, and I'm going to call this keto modified because I don't give up cheese. I love my cheese. And I lost a lot of weight back in 2014 doing Atkins. A lot of weight. Like 40 pounds less than I am right now, a lot of weight. And I just lost 45 pounds on keto. And I did it by not eating carbs, pretty much. I eat breakfast. Breakfast usually is about, I don't know, 2 sausage patties and several scrambled eggs. I take it to work in a bowl and heat it in the microwave. And lunch, I'll go to Burger King and get a bacon cheeseburger double. No onions, no tomatoes. Tomatoes have a lot of sugar. I'll eat a few tomatoes. And no bun. And a lot of places now are happy to make it with no bun. They'll make you a hamburger with no bun. Just about every fast food restaurant will do that. I cook very low carb and take my lunch most days. Somebody told me, one of the commenters told me that they have a hard time when they go to restaurants or they go out with friends and they're trying to stay on it. And what are my secrets? I order, like for instance, we stopped at Bush's Fried Chicken on the way home today from the coast. And, oh, and it is President's Day 2019. So I picked all that breading off the chicken. I ate a little bit of it, but not much, because it doesn't like me. Breading, wheat, not good. I started making all my gravies, if I do at all. They're pretty thin gravies, and I make them with cornstarch. I no longer buy packaged seasoning mixes, like Lipton onion soup mix, or any of the McCormick's. The very first ingredient or two on all of those is flour. Well, that's wheat, and I can't eat it. So there's a website called Copycat Recipes, I think. I go out there and I make my own. I make my own seasonings. I make my own, seasoning mixes, like Lipton onion soup mix. I make my own. And if it calls for any kind of flour, I use cornstarch, and it works for me. But I use it very sparingly, and I have kept my carbs below 25 a day now since August, and I'm down 45 pounds. Like today, I haven't had any carbohydrates at all. I had sausage and scrambled eggs this morning for breakfast, and then well, that's not true, because we did go to Bush's Chicken, and I probably had a few carbs on that breading that just would not come off that chicken. I bet you it's less than 5 or 10 that I ate today. I eat a lot of green beans. I don't eat a lot of root vegetables. You got to stay away from the carrots. You got to stay away from onions. They're full of sugar. Tomatoes are full of sugar. And again, I'm not a dietitian. I have just been dealing with this my entire life. And the Air Force sent me to plenty of dietitians because I was always right there at my weight max. And you know, this diet is not for everybody. Some people don't do well with it. Vegans, I eat meat like it's no tomorrow. My numbers are healthy too. My blood pressure is normal. My cholesterol is normal. My triglycerides are normal. I'm not on any medication at all except for Nexium. I take that. I tried to wean myself off of that, and I just got too much of an acid stomach. So You know, losing weight is a personal journey for everybody. I think I have found something I can stick with. Thank goodness there's no weed in Miller Lite, because I love my beers, and they're only 3 carbs. Sometimes I won't eat carbs all day so I can have a beer in the evening. You know, you gotta live a little, right? But, you know, it's a personal journey for everyone, and it's a struggle. It's hard. I'm about 6 pounds from goal right now, and that still is over my Air Force weight max by, let's see, 7 pounds. But I'm healthy, and I'm comfortable at this weight. Having this weight issue is really, really hard when it comes to sewing for me. Y'all, I have clothes in my closet from size 10 to size 18. It's crazy. And I get rid of them, and then, you know, thinking, oh, I'll never wear that again. And then sure enough, 2-3 years later, I'm back. It's a lifelong struggle. It's just something that you do. And I'm not saying I won't be heavy again. I hope I won't be heavy again. I'm going to really try this time. I have maintained this now pretty well, because I've learned to make it work for me, and not eating wheat has really, not being able to eat wheat has really helped me. I know a girl at work, she had the Crohn's horribly. Like, she wore a bag. She stopped eating wheat. She has lost 45 pounds, and she just had her very first checkup. She had the bag reversed several years ago. She just had her very first checkup where she didn't have any ulcers in her colon at all. Ever in her life, in her adult life, has that been. And it's because she wasn't eating wheat. I don't know if they're processing it differently now. You know, every once in a while, I'll do something stupid and have a bowl of macaroni and cheese, that blue Kraft box. I did that probably about 5 months ago. Oh, I won't do that again. Oh my goodness, y'all, I was miserable. I couldn't leave the house. It was horrible. That's just me. You know, I'm going to call it a blessing that I can't eat like that anymore, because it's really helped me stay on. Oh, and prayer. This time, I asked the Lord for help. Please help me stay on this diet so I can be healthy to praise you. You know, that has really seemed to help me, believe it or not. I've never prayed before, and I didn't stick to it before, so... but I feel good at this weight, even though I'm not super trim anymore, but I'm not super heavy anymore either. I really let myself go back in 2018, 2017, 2018. So, and with sewing, like this tunic, y'all, I cut the sides way big so that I can trim them down to where they need to fit me. I find, if you've ever been heavy and lost weight, they call it body dysmorphic disorder. You don't realize that you're not heavy anymore. You don't realize that. You know, the pajama shorts I made yesterday, they're Saturday, they're ginormous on me. I'm like, why did I make them so big? It's because I'm afraid I'm going to make them too small if I make them to my actual size. Good thing quilts fit. Anyway, I just want to share that with you. For those of you that are struggling, I'm with you. I feel you. I've been there. And you have to find what works for you. It's possible without depravity, but it's hard. It's really hard. And it takes a lot of determination and strength. And then once you lose that weight, it's harder, I think, to keep it off. It really is. So it's just something that is going to be a lifelong struggle for me. I'm sure it's a lifelong struggle for a lot of you. And, you know, it's just who we are. So anyway, that is my journey with the keto diet this time. And so far, so good. With cheese. We'll see you guys later. Bye.